Hello, this is DrEvilGenius, and I will be doing a dramatic reading of Awakening, the story of Leif from Epoch of Disharmony. So, let's get started then. Awakening. Outskirts of Death Mountain. Morning of the 1st. Leif. On the outskirts of Eldin Volcano, there lived many Lizalfos, and amongst them took place terrible experiments. Leif was born of this nightmarish works, having been modified by ancient robots of Lanairu Desert, now forced to follow any order given to him. During his many battles he suffered a head injury, regaining some semblance of control and escaping Lanairu and being taken in by the Lizalfos. Leif awoke to the smell of burning. Leif immediately bolted out of bed. He ran straight for his 2 scimitars, not bothering to get dressed. He quickly ran down the stairs and went to open the door, but a huge moblin smashed through his door frame, launching Leif back. "What the hell's going on here?" Leif thought as he pushed himself back up. The moblin jabbed its old, rotten spear directly towards Leif's heart. Perfect! Leif began to scheme. His spear is old and really worn out. Now's the time to shine. Leif jumped over the spear blade and landed on the rotten stick, snapping it in 2. The moblin roared in rage and threw the remainder of the spear across the room. He charged at Leif, but luckily, Leif actually has a brain. He simply stuck one of his scimitars out while the moblin charged at him, and it ran directly into his blade. The moblin screamed in agony as Leif continued to twist and turn his scimitar all around its insides until it dropped. "Huh!" Leif mumbled to himself. "That one isn't as fun as I thought it'd be." He licked his blade clean, then sheathed it with its twin blade. Leif stepped over the crumbled pieces of the front of his house, smashing glass under his bare, naked feet. He jumped down the small hillside that his house was conveniently placed at. Leif loved having the beautiful view of the Lizalfos village from the highest point of the area. Only today it was a bit different. The sky was tinted a dark gray, thunder striking occasionally, but no lightning before or after. The whole entire village had flames seeping through every nook and cranny, and dead bodies lay everywhere. "Oh, what the hell could have happened here? Oh no!" In the distance, his mother's house was currently under attack by a squadron of moblins. Leif ran as quickly as he could towards his mother's house, dashing through the scorching flames as if they were nothing, but in reality he was in major pain. The adrenaline is making anything possible for him right now. Leif approached the broken walls of his mother's house, but then he heard a blood-curdling scream. It's his mother. Leif jumped over the fence and ran through the hallways of his mother's house until he was stopped by 3 moblins. He reached for a deku nut from his satchel. He grabbed one, shut his eyes, and threw it down. The moblins growled as their eyes lost the ability to work. Leif unsheathed his sword. He got between 2 moblins and slowly dragged the golden scimitars up from the bottom of their stomachs to the tips of their chin. They both wailed, then dropped silently to the ground. For the final moblin, Leif decided to have a bit more sadistic fun. He dug his claws into the moblin's sides and extended his claws simultaneously. He began to twist his claws around inside of it. Leif contracted his claws and went for his wrists. He sliced the moblin's wrists open with one of his throwing knives and dropped a deku nut in each of his wrists. He then smashed his foot off of them, shattering pieces of the deku nut everywhere inside of its wrists. He then tripped the moblin over and began to wail on its face. He broke its nose, jaw, then kicked it a few times and broke its ribs. Leif tied up the moblin and decided to leave it there until it bled out. "Now that was fun," Leif thought with glee. Oh no! I completely forgot about Mom! He sheathed his blood-stained sword and ran upstairs. The bedroom door was locked, but the wall next to it was smashed. Leif hopped over the debris of the wall. Below him lay his mother, laying in a pool of her own blood. A spear stuck out of the left side of her rib. No! This can't be happening! You did nothing to them! Why did this happen to you? Leif punched the wall multiple times until his fist went through it. He began to sob. Why did this have to happen? He crouched down towards his mother and kissed her on the forehead. Rest in peace, Mother. I'll avenge you! He rode his hand down her face, closing her eyes. Well, that was the first post. Hope you enjoyed. More to come. Hope you're enjoying the story of Leif. It's a thriller, guys. It's just superb. Well, check back in next time with another thrilling adventure from Awakening.